In this session, we will discuss about remote procedure call. Now, what is this remote procedure call? We'll consider an example of the client-server model. Now, when a process on machine A, which is acting as a client, calls a procedure on machine B, that is the server, the calling process on A is suspended and execution of called process takes place on the server. Now, information can be transported from the caller to the callee in parameters and come back in the procedure result. Now, no message passing or input-output at all is visible to the programmer, and this method is known as remote procedure call or just RPC. We will see the functioning of RPC in a step-by-step procedure. We have the client machine here and we have the server machine over here. Now, when a read is to be performed from the server, basically the client is trying to perform a read operation onto the server. So, how this process is taken care in a client-server mode, how RPC works in this scenario. So, since the client wants to perform a read on the server, a different version of read called as the client stub is put into the library. Now, let's try to understand or look at this client stub as the manager of this client machine. So, whenever a client wants to perform a read or any operation onto an external machine from a remote machine, then the client makes use of its manager, which we call as the client stub. So, any communication from external sources is done through the client stub. So, what does the client do first is client passes the parameters to the client stub. So, the client passes the parameters to the client stub. Now, this client stub will pack those parameters. Okay, it will create a message of these parameters and pass it to the kernel of the client machine. And now it is the job of the kernel of the client machine to forward the message to the server machine. The message arrives at the server. Now, what does the kernel of the server do? The kernel passes it up to the kernel or the server stub. Just like the client stub, we have the server stub also over here, which is bound with the actual server. So now this message is passed to the server stub. Now, since the message was packed, the job of the server stub is to unpack this message and pass it to the appropriate process on the server. So now the server stub will unpack the parameters and pass those parameters to the actual process on the server. Now, the server will perform the operation and send back the response or send back the result, whatever result is generated, back to the server stub. So, once it comes back to the server stub, it has to follow the normal procedure again. So, it has to again pack those parameters and send back to the client. So, here we can see that the server has performed its operation, some result is generated, and this result is put into a message, the result is packed and it sends it to the client. Now, when this result reaches back to the client machine, the kernel of the client machine sees that it is addressed to this client process. So, it receives this particular message, and since it was packed by the server, now what the client stub has to do is it has to unpack those or unpack the result. So, it will unpack the result, and now the data is available to the client for the reading purpose. So, this is how the RPC mechanism works. We'll summarize the entire process once again. Step 1. The client procedure calls the client stub in a simple way or in the normal way. Then the client stub builds up a message. So basically here it packs up the message and traps to the kernel of the client machine. The kernel of the client machine then sends the message to the remote kernel, that is to the server. Now this remote kernel, that is the kernel of the server, gives the message to the server stub. The server stub unpacks these parameters and calls up the server. The server does the required job with those parameters and returns the result back to the server stub. Now the job of the server stub is to again repack the parameters in a message and trap to the kernel of the server. Now the remote kernel, that is the server kernel, sends this message to the client kernel. The client kernel gives a message to the client stub, and the stub unpacks the results and returns the result to the client that had requested the request. So this is how the RPC mechanism works. Now let's look at RPC with the help of a simple example. Now the process of parameter passing is called as parameter marshalling. So the process of packing the parameters into a message is called as parameter marshalling. Now example, let's say there's a client machine which wants to perform a sum of two integers. Now the procedure to perform the addition of two integers is on a server. So what the client will do is, client will pass two parameters to the server along with the function name that it requires, and let's see how this particular process works. Now, same way, we have a client machine, we have a server machine. We have the client stub over here and we have the server stub. Kernel of the client machine, kernel of the server machine. Now the call to this particular function, that is sum with parameters 4 and 7, can be seen in the client process. So what does the client machine do is, it will call the client stub. Now the stub takes these two parameters, that is 4 and 7, and puts them into a message, that is now it is performing a parameter marshalling process. Along with those two parameters, it also puts the procedure to be called on the server. Since there might be so many procedures working over here, there might be a sum procedure, there might be a divide procedure, there might be a multiplication procedure, at n number of procedures. So that's why the name of the procedure is also put into the sum, into the message. Okay. Now, when the message arrives at the server stub will examine the message to see which procedure is needed. So now the server knows that it requires procedure sum, and the parameters along with it are also known. So now the server stub exactly knows which procedure is to be called. So now the server stub will call procedure sum and pass the parameters I and j to that particular procedure. The server will do the required job and send the result to the server stub again. Now the result that is generated is 11 in this case. So what the server will do is, it will pass the result back to the server stub, pack the result in the server stub, and then send it back to the client machine. So when it reaches the client stub will check whether it belongs to that particular client or not. and then it will unpack that particular message and give the result to the client procedure. This is how an RPC mechanism works.